I'm Teresa with PotomacBeads, and today we'll be making my quarter helix bracelet. This is a simple spiral rope stitch with only seed beads, but we will be working with 2 layers, and it kind of means that you'll be using the old stitch but using with some new tricks, and only with seed beads, so it's kind of bead stash friendly. So if you need any of those materials, just go below the video into the description box where all the links if you need to purchase something, and we'll start working. As I said, today we'll be working on my quarter helix spiral rope design. It is very easy actually, especially for those who already know spiral rope. I like the stitch a lot because it's very easy, it's very versatile, so it doesn't matter what kind of beads you have, you can actually apply almost anything to this. And especially when you have 2 whole beads, it's so much fun. You will work with 2 layers, and then you gain actually very much different look from what you're used to. So here we have something people said it looks like DNA, which is not true because DNA is actually double helix, so we have something here which looks actually like RNA for those biology geeks like me out there. So let's do this. It's great because we'll be working only with seed beads. You won't need any check glass shapes or anything like that. So if you have various kinds of seed beads you don't know what to do with, this is your chance. I also have new camera, so I hope that the visual and also the audio stuff will be better this time. I'm still learning with it, so bear with me if nothing is like amazing, if it focuses, whatever. So this will be a challenge a bit for me as well, although I like techie stuff. Lately the devices I own weren't that nice to me. So what you will need, so I will pull this down, and I have here Milky 8/0, Milky 15/0, Milky 11/0 in two sizes, in 2 colors, not sizes, and Milky quarter tilas. And then for the second layer we'll also need Milky drops. So that's all the beads you will need. And then to the end of the spiral rope I attached wire guards and a lobster clasp and jump ring, of course. You can use fancier clasp, but I kind of like felt that, hey, this is just a spiral rope, I think a lobster clasp will suffice. So this is how it looks on my wrist. I kind of like the look. The drops are a bit dangly, especially later when the thread kind of loosens a bit, but not that much, and I like it. You can also make a longer rope, which will be a necklace. This is a bracelet, and you can make 2 short pieces and have earrings made down from those, whatever. Sorry for my English. And I have these ready here. They have the same spiral, but you can actually do it like mirror-like. So one is going to the left and one can go to the right, but I did this late evening and I was like, yeah, nah, I'm not gonna bother, so they are the same. Here I will put ear wires, something like that, and here I feel some kind of bigger faceted drops would be cool. So one day when I actually have these Potomac crystal bracelets here, I might put some there. They are not available yet in Europe. This is February 2019 for the record, so maybe later when you watch this I actually have them, but that's just for the record. And I worked with Milky KO thread. I wouldn't recommend wildfire because it's too stiff and this is not the kind of beadwork you wanted to do with wildfire. So KO thread, Sono what are the other, henna, 1G, something like that, something that's not that stiff, and it has some like fabric vibe to it. So we'll be working with that, and this is kind of size friendly, so you can either start with size 10 needle, and maybe later we'll have to switch to size 12 in these parts at the end, but I didn't actually have to do it, so you might work just with size 10 needle. And the wire guards, the lobster clasp or any clasp of your choice, and that's kind of it. So let's start. So we will work in 2 layers. The first layer is the usual spiral rope. So you will repeat little segments made of milky eidos in the middle. This is the central line across the whole bracelet. It's the crystal Labrador full color. And then from the loops, which are made from 15-ohs, 2 colors of 11-ohs, quarter tilas, 2 colors of 11-ohs, and 15-oh again. So you can see it here, this little part. And then in the second layer, we'll be using the second hole of the quarter tila, adding more milky drops and more 15-ohs. So that's the general gist. I'm using gold thread, so you can see it, and you might probably want to use different color, probably the most similar to the beads you chose. So let's start. I have here just a short piece of thread which I found here somewhere, but use something longer, like 1 meter something, basically arm span wide, long wide, oh my gosh, piece of thread, so you don't have to add too many times the thread. I mean, it's fine, but I don't know like if you, but I don't like getting new thread. And for the beginning, also leave longer piece of thread, like a 30 centimeters at least, so you can use this piece to then later add the wire guard here, so you don't have to put a new piece of thread. And to start, you don't really need to use stop bead. If you're a fan, just do it, but I don't do it with a spiral rope because you will just go like spiralish, of course, too many times up and the beads won't come loose. So I will put this way, and we will start with doing the first segment. So start with 4 8/0s. This, and then we will add the first loop, which will repeat all the time. So I did it like this: 1 15-oh, 1 shiny 11-oh, 1 matted 11-oh, then first quarter tila, and then in the mirror-like fashion, matte, shiny 15-oh. It's good to have the sequence of beads like this in the, like you will be stringing it basically. And so I have these beads, these 4 8/0s, 15-oh, 11-oh, 11-oh, quarter tila, 11-oh, 11-oh, 15-oh. And I'll just make a circle, make a loop, and go from the other side through the 8/0s. And I have this first part. The quarter tila will stick out, and we will use it later with the milky drops. And like this, you will just do it all the time until you reach the length of the bracelet you need. So let's do another one. Now depends on like into which way the spiral rope will turn. So if you want to go to the left, you will put your next segment of these beads to the left side. If you want to go to the right, you will put it here on the right side. And we've continued with spiral rope, so we are adding this time only 1 8/0, slide down, and then the same sequence of the smaller beads. So 15-oh, shiny 11-oh, matted 11-oh, tila, sorry, quarter tila, matted 11/0, shiny 11/0 and 15/0. We'll slide it down, and then because the segment is from 4 Milky 8/0s, I will just go through the last 4. So I skip the first one, and adjust. So if you can see it, the second loop is slightly up, 1 bead up, and now you can decide. So I will want my spiral rope go to the left, so I will keep it on the left side. You can do it like this and start and go through the right side spiraling rope. I don't know if it's the correct term, but I'm doing my best. And this is what you do for the rest of the bracelet, for the rest of the necklace. You will again put 1/8/0, 15/0, shiny 11/0, matted 11/0, quarter-tila 11/0, 11/0, 15/0. Slide it down and go back only through last 4 8/0s. So now there are 2 left on the bottom. Put it on the right side, so to the left. You want the quarter-tilas to stick out, and that's it. So now you have 3 quarter-tilas, because we have 3 loops, we have 3 segments. And you will just continue like this. So I'm adding more, so I can show you where to then add the Milky drops. So you should do it like this until you reach the length of the bracelet. I would not cut the thread here when you think you're done, because we will be inserting more beads. So it might happen that you will, after inserting the Milky drops, it will happen that the bracelet might be actually slightly longer than you thought. So you might have to take off a few loops, which is completely easy and completely fine. And after that you will knot off the thread here, and after that you will add the clasp. So basically work until you think you have the length, and then you will add the second layer and adjust the total length completely. So continue, and I will catch you later with adding the second layer of the drops. I got ready almost 2 turns of the spiral, and let's say for me that is enough. And now I will just show you how to add the drops. So we will need a new piece of thread, which I have here, and you want to start it from here, going this way up in the direction of the quarter-tila from this 15/0. And the best place to basically start the thread is going like back through the this is the part where I started, okay? So that's my beginning, and I'm going through the 8/0s. You don't have to leave super long tail, just a short one. And I'm going through the 8/0s, and I'm trying to find some threads already between the 8/0s. And I'm going with my needle under them. So between the beads and under some threads which are there, I'm making a small loop and going with my needle twice through the loop. Then carefully, but kind of quickly, pull. You can also pull the short tail, and it will hide the knot in the 8/0s. I will just go up through the remaining 8/0s until I am here, the beginning. So this will be your piece of thread which you will later use for adding the clasp. And now I will have to go through the 15-0, like so. And now I need to go to this quarter tila, and there's a little distance here, so I will put some beads there. 2 15-0s should be fine. So I'm putting on 2 15-0s and going through the first quarter tila, like so. And then, of course, this distance is kind of relevant to how many beads you have in this loop, because these counts can be totally different. Depends on what you want to put in there. It's spiral rope. It has so many possibilities, so many options, so have fun, enjoy. This is actually like the part of the designing where you can almost make a mistake. So if you're a beginner, I definitely encourage you to just use the beads you have in as many combinations as it possible, and just try the spiral rope, because it will look always different, but you use the same technique, so that's why it's so amazing. So after I'm in this quarter tila, I will then start adding the Miyuki drops, and I will also add 1 15-0 on each side. So 1 15-0, 1 drop, and 1 15-0, and then, oh, sorry, little messy here, and I will then just go through the second quarter tila. Just go in the same direction, not from the other side, but continue around the spiral rope, like in the same way we build it up. And again, 15-0, drop, 15-0, and going through another quarter tila. So the tilas will spread. The tilas will spread and make like a little fan with the drops in the middle. So we will continue just adding the drops and the 15-0s and going through the unused holes of the quarter tilas, and that's it basically. So you can already see it's making a fan, and this is how you do it. So we will continue until you reach the end of your bracelet. So after you made the length you need and you added the drops, of course, then we will have to add the clasp. So after you finished adding those drops, don't forget to put these 2 15-0s here at the end like we did in the beginning, and then you can knot off the thread somewhere in between the beads. So it's the same like here, and then you will use, if you had enough length of the thread, you will use the thread which was coming out of the 8-0s, and which of course you used for the first basic layer. If you don't have enough thread, which is like, I don't know, 30 centimeters should be enough, just add a new one. Again, go through the 8-0s, knot it off somewhere in the middle, and you will want to have the thread going out of the 8-0s. And now we will add the wire guard, and then you will use your pliers to add the jump ring and the clasp itself. So I need 1 wire guard. Honestly, I never used those until this point, so this is my first design. So for those who don't know, wire guard is this little horseshoe shaped finding, like component. It has 2 tubes through which you go with your needle, and then like a little dent, and into this dent the thread will lie in there. So it looks like this then. So if I had a silver thread, which would be smarter, it won't be almost visible, but I don't mind that. What I want to do before I start, I will want to use my pliers to push the ends together, just a slight, just a tiny bit, because I want the ends to sit on the 8/0 and on the 15/0 here. So I need to make it a bit smaller. And it's very easy because it's soft metal, so this is fine. And what I would recommend, here I have it sitting directly on the 8/0 and the 15/0, and then I thought like, that might not be too smart because it's leaning on the thread which goes between the 8/0 and the 15/0. So think a bit ahead, and you usually don't want your metal to touch some kind of a thread which is in between beads, because later, due to the friction, the thread might break. So I will just hope and pray that I went too many times through this loop and that it will be fine in the future. Plus I got so much jewelry that probably I will just don't wear this too often. So that's also another fun part. So what I want to do here on this side, and I want to show you this smarter way, is to put actually 1/15/0 in between the rope and the wire guard. So with 1/15/0, and I'm going through the wire guard here, and then I will go through the wire guard on the other side and have the thread sitting in the dent, and then I will add another wire guard, oh sorry, another 15/0, not wire guard. I'm looking at the camera if it's focused and I'm talking nonsense. And now I will go through the 15/0, which was a part of the basic loop, and I will pull. So now the wire guard sits on these two beads, and then I will go through the rest of the loop, which means through the two following 11/0s, the quarter tila, another pair of 11/0s, and the 15/0. And then I will go up through the 4 8/0s again, because what I want to do is go more than once through the wire guard to be sure that it's sitting properly, and to strengthen basically the thread. So again, I'm going through the 15/0, which connects the wire guard and the 8/0, the wire guard on the other side, and the 8/0 on the other side. Again, the thread will sit in the loop, and I will go again through the segment of all the seed beads, and then also the 8/0s. I would do it one more time, so basically 3 times. Now it's the part where you might want to use the size 12 needle, which is my needle right now, which is my preferred size actually. So that's the thing. Then I will knot it off again. And spiral rope is great for this because there's so many places to just end the thread. Okay, so that's it, and I will just use the thread which is here in between the beads, because I already have one knot here, so this was a bit difficult. But again, I'm doing a loop and I'm going through the loop twice. Pull, and then I want to go away from the loop and I will just go through the 8 in the middle, I believe. They are spiraling, so sometimes, although they are beads with huge holes, they are under some angle and it might be a bit more difficult than I thought. And I'm pulling, hiding the knot, cutting the thread, and that's it. So now I will just use my pliers. You can add the adjustment chain. I will just add one bigger jump ring, and then I can close it. So I had already one side done, so use the longer tail you had there for adding the wire card. Knot it off somewhere, cut the thread, and you're done. So this is it. This is the quarter tila helix. It's very easy. It's spiral rope, so it's fun. You can make a longer version for a necklace. You can make 2 shorter versions for earrings. You can use all different kind of beads. Really, I did so many of them, and I've seen so many crazy combinations. It looks so good, like lentils, check lentils, and you can really. Here we are working only with seed beads to make it easier for you, but really you can go crazy and add anything. So I think Anna did her design with drops, like the check drop, the 9 by 6 millimeter, so it's also amazing. And the good thing is, if you use 8 in the middle, it's so fast. It's crazy how fast it is, so I really didn't expect this, because usually I'm kind of repelled by ropes because it takes so long and it's so repetitive. But in this case, it was fun and it was fast. So that's it. This is my quarter tila helix. I will again say what I used. So one quick look back. So for the middle we had Milky 8. This is Crystal Labrador full color. Then for the loop of the basic segment we had 15 O's. Also Milky's. This is the black chrome. And then we had 2 colors of 11 O's. Both are the check crystal vitriol color. One is the shiny one, the classic, and the other one is a matted crystal vitriol. Then we had the Milky drops, also matted crystal vitriol. I think the contrast looks very nice when you have like the shiny silver in the middle and then you have the matted drops on the outside. And then the last one, there's the quarter tilas. Oh, and I don't remember what color this is. Okay, I'm not ready, but definitely if you need any of those supplies, go below the video into the description box. There is all the links, all the names, all the colors, so you can find anything there. You can also ask us if you need any help, so message us on Facebook or email. That's usually like the easiest way. And if you have pictures of finished products, that's also all the time like my favorite thing to see, if somebody makes the design and actually someone was so great to finish something according to my tutorial. That always makes me a proud designer. So you can post those pictures to our Facebook group of beading and jewelry making. And I guess that's it for me, and thank you very much for watching.